it was interesting because I had struggled and failed in LA for a bunch of years, 5 years, moved back to the Bay Area with kind of like my tail between my legs, young 20-something-year-old kid trying to figure shit out. And, I got my break because I went to work for a company called Genuity. They were doing co-location facilities back in the day, early 90s, and connectivity. And, I kind of like, I remember my first day on the job there. So it was a job. I was told that, hey, I need you to go up to San Francisco. I need you to meet with this company called Wired Magazine, and I need you to sell them some of our co-location services. So I, at the time, got in my car. I had a suit and tie and drove up to San Francisco. And I remember walking into the offices of Wired Magazine in the late 90s. And the first thing that struck me was I walked into the reception, and the entire wall was covered with ties, like cut off, like men's ties. It's like, what the fuck is this? So, outroll, I'm here to see the CTO. Outrolls this dude in flip-flops and shorts and Hawaiian t-shirt with like disheveled hair. And that's the CTO of Wired Magazine. And he had a pair of scissors with him. And he said, do you want to do it or should I do it? It took me a second. I'm like kind of tying it together. There's ties on the wall, scissors. I'm like, fuck, I'll do it. And I just grabbed the scissors and cut off the tie and kind of like tacked it on the wall. And so that was really symbolic at the point in time where like, we don't do things the traditional way here. We don't care what you look like, what you dress. It's really a meritocracy of ideas. And if you have good ideas and you're smart and you're relatively cool and easy to get along with, you can go far. So that really struck me as I'm not in Kansas anymore. Like that moment where you're walking into an office where they think totally differently. The guy coming behind me is coming out of the back has a Hawaiian shirt on. So that really, and I've got any number of stories that follow that led me to believe that this was something different. And I had truly found my home when I had this collection of like broken toys, misfits that really were fucking smart, that didn't ascribe to traditional like way of doing things. So that was my first kind of foray into the online world of marketing. And from there, I moved to a company. That company, 2 floors above us were these 2 kids that played foosball all day, and I joined them. They were a company called Super News, which became Remark, which ultimately sold for $400 million. So huge success story. And, so on and so forth. My career kind of unfolded from there. But that was really I really found a home with people. I finally found a home. Let's just put it that way. I had struggled for many years in the corporate world. And once I realized there was this new thing going on, dominated by people that had been jettisoned from corporate world, that were in shorts and t-shirts and were 15 years old, that was my world that I really wanted to play in. And I've played in that world ever since.